This one right here might be big enough to keep. He's close. Another little brim. He's close. About hand size, about half of the size you want. But we're getting some numbers, so we're heading in the right direction. Yeah, this is great, actually. This is a great spot because it's windy now, and we're back up in here, and we're protected from the wind. So this is actually a real comfortable place to fish. Out of the wind, nice and protected, and we're in a creek that comes into this lake. So it's a little creek channel, and fish could be laying in this creek channel or bedding up in this creek channel somewhere along in here. Getting better. That fish right there is just about keeping size. So I'm gonna put him on ice. Maybe if we'll start keeping some, we'll start catching some bigger ones. And basically, I've gotten up in the head of this lake. I'm starting to pick up some decent sized brim. And that's the thing about brim fishing, is just patience, just looking for them. And this is relaxing fishing too. I'm gonna have a sandwich here in a minute and stay here a while. That brim came up and hit my cork. See that? There he is. Ah, that's a goggle-eye. This is a totally different kind of brim right here than what we've been catching. This is a fish called a goggle-eye or a warmouth brim. And he's got a mouth like a bass, but a body like a brim. And you can keep them too, actually, but this one's a little small. Yep, goggle-eye. Goggle-eyed brim. I don't know if that wasn't that goggle-eye that was coming up and hitting that cork, bang. Yeah, this cricket cage is a little bit better than those round tube cricket cages because it's easier to get the crickets out of them. And that one's made out of an old oil can and a little box. The fishing was not very good in here. We only caught small fish. We caught some numbers, but they were small. We caught a lot of different types of fish. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna eat lunch, ride down the river, try another spot where I think there's some fish. That wind's starting to blow now too, which is gonna make it interesting. The reason why we're coming up in here is because the other day we were bass fishing and it smelled like fish up in here. Now, what does that mean? Smelling like fish. You think there's something dead, or, well, there's a brim bed in here somewhere, in my opinion. And we'll know more when we get in here and the wind gets right, and maybe we can smell it. Something popped right there. Well, there's a brim right there. I didn't even see him eat it. That one right there, I hooked him kind of funny, so I'm gonna keep him, even though he's a little too small, because he's bleeding. So we're gonna put him in there. Go ahead and eat him. We don't want to hurt a fish and not do something with it. The brim fishing has been a little slow, and I'm running low on crickets. It's time now to try for some crappie. Well, our technique here is that we find most of these fish off the main bank. If you could find a piece of structure that's just out away from the bank, that's the ticket. And especially as you get into May and June. There he is. Nice fish. I'm glad we stayed. Hey. We were just about to think about getting out of here, and that fish is actually a keeper. And that minnow was dead, but I just jigged it a little bit. Yeah. Delta crappie. Just big enough to keep. Put him in there and get something started here. It has been a slow morning so far. Well, we picked up another little crappie here on this stump right here. Another isolated stump out away from the main bank. Another legal fish. We're getting started now on outdoors. And these minnows are starting to produce. Yeah, okay. Again, great eating fish, panfish. We came up brim fishing today, hadn't done much on the brim, so we switched over to the crappie, and now we're starting to have some results. Did you see that? Green trout. Huh? Isn't that what that is? That is a green trout. Huh? See that bass come up and hit that thing? How about that? You never know what you're going to catch up here in the Delta. We caught brim, crappie, warmouth, all kinds of different stuff. Now I got a little bass.